Welcome to our team and congratulations on choosing a path that has the potential to change your life. We're excited to work with you and see the things that you can accomplish for you and your family. There's going to be a lot of information coming your way in the next few days and weeks, so we suggest that you follow these steps closely to get organized from the beginning. First, bookmark www.hamani.com/start to find all of the information that is going to be covered in this video. You then want to create a Family First Life specific email address or a folder in your current email for all FFL related information. You also want to create a spreadsheet with usernames and passwords for the various systems and portals. You can see an example below. This is a really easy way to keep track of everything. So before you can get started with contracting, we highly suggest that you have a couple items prepared before starting. First, make sure that you have your national producer number. If you don't know that number, you can find it at the website located here. Next, please have a voided check ready to upload. When you click to add a bank info in SureLC, there'll be an option to upload a picture of a voided check. This will be required. A routing number and account number are also required. No additional paperwork is accepted. We only can take a voided check. If you don't have a checkbook or a check, please contact your bank to have a check printed for you. Next, you'll need a completion certificate for an anti-money laundering or AML course. We recommend that agents get their AML training from WebCE. Any other training is not required to get you started. We only need AML. So if you go ahead and do AML through WebCE, you will only need to do it once because all of our carriers accept that one certificate. We recommend the course provided by WebCE, which is $12.50. You then will need a certificate of error and omission, or E&O insurance. E&O insurance helps protect you from lawsuits claiming that you made a mistake in your professional services.
Carriers such as Americo, Mutual of Omaha, and AIG require you to have E&O insurance.
We recommend using 360 Coverage Pros. Family First Life has built out an enrollment site specific for our agents through a preferred rate. And then lastly, have beneficiary information. Some carriers require a beneficiary to be listed on your contracts. In the event of you, the agent, passing away, they would like to see who you would want to receive any benefits paid out by them. A social security number and their legal first and last name is required. There is an option to add yourself if you do not have an individual that you can list. However, please note that you cannot list an animal as a beneficiary. So step 1 is HCMS onboarding. You will receive an email invitation from your immediate upline or their administrator. Look for an email that has the subject line of Family First Life onboarding for new agent, as seen in the screenshot below. Once you click there, you'll get sent to this website where you want to start onboarding. You will verify that all of the information located there is correct. Please pay close attention to your SSID, which is going to be your social security number, and your NIPR number. Please ensure that these are correct. If it shows temp, please ensure that you add the correct information. You will then click next and be prompted to enter a password. After entering that password, your onboarding is complete. You will then receive this email. The email will be the subject line of Family First Life FFL onboarding completed. After you complete your HCMS onboarding and set up your account, you will receive another email shortly after with a link to the SureLC contracting system. SureLC is also sometimes referred to as Surance Bay. They're both the same thing. The subject line of that email will be Family First Life FFL contracting process. We use SureLC to submit contracting requests to the carriers so you can get contracted with various insurance companies that will send you an exclusive writing number so you can write business with them. Just want to add a couple notes about SureLC. You want to be sure to complete SureLC on a laptop or desktop. Please do not try to do this on your phone. You cannot create an account if you are not fully licensed and the license has been active for 72 hours. If you had a SureLC account with another IMO before, please sign up as a new user and use a new email address. Otherwise, everything that you do through this contracting process will go to the other company. And this is where you're going to need the following: the voided check, the AML certificate, E&O insurance certificate, and beneficiary information. You will be prompted to a login page. Because you have never logged in before, you will go ahead and click register as a new user on the bottom. From there, please fill out all of the required information. Inputting your social security number will pull your license information from NIPR. Additionally, whenever you're asked for your direct upline name, if you do not have that information, do not fill out that box. It's not required.
If you do not see an option to select the name of your upline, just type it in and select Create Account.
Next, you will be sent to set up your Sure LC profile.
Please make sure your profile states that you are contracting through FFL Tribe. If it does not, please contact your agency admin to send you the correct link.
You'll use the menu on the left to access the pages in your profile. The goal is to complete all required information indicated by the red dots in order to complete and submit contracting requests. Yellow dots mean information is missing, but it is not required. However, failing to submit information could delay the contracting process for you. So you want to then go into the first dot of doing business as. The doing business as page is how you set up to be contracted as your agency. If you select individual, you are then signing up to be an independent agent that is licensed. Business entity applies for agents who have a corporation, LLC, or any form of business entity that has an insurance license. The agent cannot just be licensed, but the business must also be licensed. We suggest being contracted as an individual. If you want to be paid through your business, you can set that up when you set up the bank information. You also have here additional options. Do not select has solicitors unless you intend to have an LOA or licensed only agents, solicitors under you. Additionally, do not select assigning commissions. Leave both of those boxes unchecked. Next, you want to move into the Bank Info tab. The Bank Info page is to provide bank information for commission payments. Please have your voided check ready to upload. When you click to add bank information, there will be an option to upload and it will be required. A routing number and account number are also required. No additional paperwork from your bank is accepted, only a voided check. If you do not have a check or a checkbook, please contact your bank to have an individual check printed for you. Next, you'll click into License. The license page shows all of your state insurance license imported from the National Insurance Producer Registry, or NIPR. There's nothing here that you need to do. Next, select the FINRA page. FINRA stands for Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. This does not apply to Family First Life agents. Therefore, select No. Next, select the Questions page. The Questions page asks the most common background questions requested by carriers. Any yes answers may trigger sub-questions and require you to provide an explanation or documentation. Failure to provide this information will delay your contracts being processed. Next, select the History page. Adding your employment history is not required, but it can be helpful when carriers are reviewing your background.
Next, select the CE and Training tab. This is where you submit your anti-money laundering, or AML, certificate. We recommend WebCE for AML. Any additional trainings on this page is not required. If you select to do AML through WebCE, you will only need to complete the course once because all carriers will accept their certificate. When you select Start Training on this page, you will see an option to select WebCE, or you can find the course on hamadi.com/start. Once AML is complete, please select to add certificate. You will need the course ID when uploading.
Error and omission insurance is designed to help protect agents against claims arising from the sale or service of insurance products. We recommend using 360 Coverage Pros. Family First Life has built out an enrollment site specific for our agents through an FFL preferred rate. You can access the link to the recommended E&O insurance at hamadi.com/start. You will then select Upload to upload the certificate of insurance. Next, move on to the signature page. This is where you review the signature authorization form and provide your digital signature used on carrier contracts. Then select the Profile Documents page. This page houses all of the documents added to your profile. If you have documentation to add from the Questions page, that can be added here. Once all of the red dots are gone, then you can move on to Contracting a Request and follow the steps to create a request. So we'll get started with SureLC requesting contracts. So once you select Create Request, you will see the options for AIG, Americo, and Mutual of Omaha. You will then go through every contract individually. These carriers are all separate companies and so have individual contracts. Please be sure to fill out those contracts fully. When asked about selling LTC, please select No. LTC riders require a certificate through the carriers, and it's accessed for clients who LTC is accessed for clients to access half of the death benefit, which we do not offer that specific certificate through FFL. Also, if it asks for information about new business, select None or No as the option. When you have successfully submitted the contract, it will show at BGA. This means that your contract has been sent to corporate. Once corporate reviews it, corporate will move it to the next step. Please keep an eye on this process. If the contract stays there for more than one business day at BGA, please let your contracting administrator know so they can check on it. If it says at producer, this means that it is still waiting for you to do something. Corporate is either waiting for you to complete a contract or you're missing something that corporate sent back to you to fix. So please pay attention to that. Please ensure that you are checking on your account in SureLC daily. It should show, your contract should show at carrier. That means the carrier is processing your request. Carrier processing times vary from 1 to 6 weeks. It's up to you to reach out to the carriers weekly to check on the status of that carrier. Please make sure to check for notes under each carrier request in SureLC. Once approved, you will get an email and a welcome letter from the carrier. Only you will be notified when you get a writing number. Please note that your contracting admin will not know when you receive a writing number. Only you will be notified. As soon as you get your writing number, please update it in HCMS. AIG is the only carrier that shows up in the completed tab, and that just means they're working on your contract. You are not appointed with carriers until you have welcome emails with writing numbers in them. So please be sure to check your email and to check the status of your contracts in SureLC. The carriers will also want to know how you want to be paid. The carriers we work with are able to pay daily. That means that after the policy goes through with a client, you can receive commission the day it is approved. Step 3 is getting appointed with carriers. This is your next step after getting your HCMS account and SureLC profiles completed. You can request 3 carriers in SureLC. Those 3 carriers are Americo, Mutual of Omaha, and AIG. The next set of carriers are requested in HCMS. That includes Aetna, Great Western, American Amicable, Foresters, Transamerica, and John Hancock.
Once any of the 6 carriers are requested, you will receive an email from SureLC to go into the SureLC system and fill out the contract there.
There are a few other carriers that have to be requested in different ways. Please note, you do not have to have writing numbers with all of the carriers to start selling. You only need one writing number with one carrier to get started, and you can work to add the other carriers while you're selling and in the field. Then moving on to requesting contracts in HCMS. When you log into HCMS, in the left-hand side, select Requests. And then at the top, you'll see a plus sign. Click that plus sign to see a drop-down menu. And from that drop-down menu, you can select New Carrier Request. On that page, you'll then select New Carrier and select from the drop-down menu of the carrier that you want to be contracted with. You will then select all products that you want to be contracted for, and then select Submit Request. To check on the status of your request, select your profile picture in the upper right-hand corner. It'll drop a menu down where you can select View Profile. You then want to select Requests in the tabs at the top. At that point, you will see a list of your requests and the status of those requests. Lastly, for other contracts, for Prosperity, your upline will send you an email with a link to get contracted with Prosperity. This process is typically pretty quick and takes 3 to 5 days. So if you would like to get contracted with Prosperity, please be sure to request it from your upline. The contracting process is different for each of the carriers listed below. However, they all start with writing a paper application, which can be requested from your direct upline. So for Gerber, Royal Neighbors, and Global Accordia, you do need to request a paper application from your direct upline. If you have any questions about this process, please feel free to reach out to your contracting admin, or you can visit hamadi.com/start to find these instructions written. Thank you.